Hello? Oh, the Wii. How I love putting on a wrist strap. Oh, god damn it. I'm having a lot of trouble connecting this Wii remote. There we go. Let's see if we're going to even be able to do this. Oh, it's constantly interrupting. Okay. I don't know. I might have to switch out my Wii remotes. Yeah, we're going to try that. Okay. I'll be right back. Welcome back, loves. Babes. Let's see. Okay. We're recalibrating this Wiimote again. And it keeps interrupting. I'm not sure if it's the batteries or the remote. Doing it again. Failing again. Wondering if it's, again, the Wii remote or just me. We're going to try another Wiimote. I've got two more. Let's try this again. And we're back. And this is not Skyward Sword. Alright, so the original plan was for me to play Skyward Sword. That didn't work because it turns out these little Wii remotes, they eat up a lot of battery, and I haven't used any batteries since like the Switch came out, which was like 3 years ago now, exactly 4 years ago now. So all of our batteries are dead. I tried charging them all day, and yeah. So I don't know. We'll have to go buy new batteries so that I can play Skyward Sword, because Skyward Sword happens to be the first game that my friend Mikey and I are going to be playing for our Zelda podcast that we're doing called Fairy Fountain. I'm kind of excited about it. It's kind of scary because it's a lot of technology that I don't know. Yeah, so I've got the Super Nintendo running, but I don't really feel like playing Zelda Link to the Past. Or do I? Maybe. There's so many great games on here and I want to play them all at the same time. I think I want to play EarthBound. I think I'm going to play EarthBound. Forgive me if I look at my phone, because people are interested and they're asking me for the link, so I'm sending it over. Let me know in the chat if you could hear me, if everything looks fine. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't know, say hey. I love this game, and I love this introduction, because it's like a old B-movie alien thing, and then it gets to this great text with the best gradient that has ever existed. I just love that giant bee in the middle, and this opening is really good. I love this game. That's the reason why I've got one tattoo, and it's this guy. It's a Mr. Saturn, who is a character in here. It looks a little different than most Mr. Saturns because it's actually based off of the way that Shigesato Itoi does it. And he's not the best artist, but he's a mastermind of writing, and he's the guy who basically put this whole game together. Yeah, it's like a typical one boy saves the world kind of story, with his friends, naturally gifted, aliens, but then it like goes to really weird places, literally, because you end up in a neon nightmare world. You end up in a mole labyrinth. You end up in a underground civilization. It's great. And let's start it off. I have a file already, but that's no fun. Let's start from the beginning. Let's do medium, stereo, and let's go with mint. I usually go with like all the standard names, but for this, let's go with. Wait, looks like I'm having trouble sharing this link, so I'm gonna hold this while this excellent music plays, and I can figure out how to share this with my friends. Let's see here. Sorry, it's playing double. That's really annoying, probably. Okay. All right. What should we name this guy? Let's name them after colors. So this guy is gonna be red with 2 D's. Paula, psychic child with bow and hair, and she's gonna be named. We gotta do Blanche. No, that's not gonna fit. We're gonna do. I don't want to do like pink. There's nothing wrong with pink. I know. Because her hair is yellow. We're just gonna call her Yell. Okay, Jeff, inventor extraordinaire. We're gonna do the English way of saying gray. One time, a classroom. I went in front of a classroom, and the English teacher was like, "Okay, write the word gray on the wall." And so I wrote it. But I used the English spelling. So then one of the assholes in the class, I forget who, was like, "That's not how you spell it." And in fact, yes, it was with an E. UK spelling. Okay. So I don't know why the standard name for him is Pooh. It's great. Maybe it's a joke on, I don't know, people from other countries that have names that seem funny in English. But we're going to go with, I don't know. What's a good name for him? I can think of is brown words. So we're gonna go with cafe. No. These are really important decisions. I'm sorry that I'm taking so long on this. Our pet. I'm feeling wacky. Oh, we're doing all colors. So let's go with see, colors have long names, especially the good ones. We haven't done blue yet. I'm gonna do it in Spanish. Alright. Favorite homemade food? I haven't actually eaten dinner yet today, so everything is my favorite food. But since we're doing color, R-A-N-G-E, orange. I have this weird thing where sometimes I like, especially when I like buy snacks for myself, I always end up buying like orange snacks. I get like Cheez-Its, Goldfish, maybe like some cheddar cheese, and like baby carrots because I'm healthy. I'm not gonna eat on cam. I refuse. Alright. What's my favorite thing? I would put rainbows here. So prism. Yeah, that should fit. And you gotta do all caps because this is what you're gonna yell when you do an attack. Alright. Yeah. I did it. I thought of colors. So many colors. I love the fact that this game takes place in 1990X. So you can imagine that it takes place like in 1999, right before the turn of the millennium. Or you can think that it started in 1991, I guess, or 90. Bush 1 still in office or something. I don't know. I love the way that this pans. It's like really cinematic. How's the audio? Looks like there's one person on the chat. I'm guessing that's DJ. All right. How often do you? You know, I sleep so deep that I have slept through earthquakes, and I'm sure that if a meteorite fell in my backyard, I'd probably keep sleeping through it. I'm almost positive. All right, let's check out what's up in my sister's room. I love her design. She's got that huge red smile on her face. Oh look, a little present. I love the fact that the treasure in this game comes in the form of presents. It's a great like modern take on like random things that you find lying around, just wrapped up in a bow. Let's see. Oh, audio's quiet. Okay, since you're the only one here, and you can hear me. Let's see. I'm gonna increase the audio for the game, and then increase my own audio too. All right. Tell me how that sounds. It's a little quiet part of the game though. Keep that in mind. Later when Pokey's knocking, I don't want to blow out your ear. There is a way where if you don't talk to your mom, you can walk around in your pajamas outside, but I am not that girl, I say, wearing pajama bottoms. You don't know that. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I'm not reading the dialogue out loud because I usually don't like that in streams because people try to do like voices. Um, okay, I'm gonna do more loud. I'm gonna increase my own audio a little better. Increase the game audio a little more. Okay. I'm trying to be gentle. I'm not trying to blow out your eardrums. Okay. Gotta talk to mom again. This game, after all, in Japan is called Mother 2. And it simulates the love I don't get from my mother. One thing I love about this game when I was a kid was the fact that you can talk to animals, particularly your dog, and hear their thoughts, and that was like a telltale sign that maybe you have psychic gifts. And it's told to you really like subtly, the fact that you have a sassy dog that speaks with parentheses around him. Let's go outside. I didn't go outside today. Let's see. Okay, so EarthBound was pivotal for me in the fact that it was it definitely taught me ACAB before I knew what ACAB meant. Later you fight the cops, and I mean, I grew up like a really big rule follower. I still am. But I don't know, fighting cops in order to be able to go into the next town always seemed kind of funny to me. Since this is like a game all about like Americana and the fact that it's anti-cops, love it so much. Already one instance of butt in this game. For those of you who don't know, you probably all know if you're sitting watching this, but the advertising for this game was awful. Oh, I'm also hungry. But I like my job. The advertising for this game was awful and used like a lot of like barf and fart humor in order to try to sell it, and surprise surprise, it didn't sell at all. It was like the 90s, height of the 90s, so like they're making commercials about people exploding from eating too much, about things being like you're not cool unless like you tell your mom she sucks, and I don't know, steal money out of her purse. Radical. And some people miss the 90s, but I don't. I love this guy. Great aptonym, as they call it. That's where people have a name that kind of fits their personality. And his is Liar Exaggerate. It's kind of like really good drag king name, I think. I love how this guy claims like, oh, I'm a billboard writer, and the creator of the game was a copywriter, so he was basically the guy writing billboards. So he created this character who eats too much garlic, and later gets mesmerized by evil golden statues. I wonder if it's like his self-insert. I bet a lot of parts of this are like the creator kind of putting parts of his personality and inside jokes in. Creepy crawlers. Now that's a name. That's a name I haven't heard in years. Different than the usual meteorites that land. And there's our friend, the embodiment of all that is wrong with this world. Your poor neighbor. Friends? No. But we are neighbors. I'll admit that. Pokey takes wild journeys in his growing, I guess is how you say. He comes in later games and he's gone on an adventure. I mean, haven't we all in the last year? Alright. Okay. He wants to keep the officers happy. And that's how you know you can't trust him. Yes, fine. Okay. They're Pokey fans? You can't see his eyes. I can't trust him. Poor kid, though. You later figure out that he's not treated the best by his parents. Recently I came into contact with someone. I'm not going to say who and I'm not going to say where, but a friend of mine found out that, I don't know, I had interacted with someone who they recognized from when they were children, and that, of course, she was the same difficult person that she'd always been. She recognized her because this woman used to teach in my friend's school, and she was a difficult lady back then, and she's a difficult lady now. Surprise, surprise. But the reason why I bring it up is because she had a daughter who, my friend said, was also awful. Funny how that works, right? I love this knock so much. It goes to like jazz, like a drum solo. I'm gonna enjoy the knock, even if it's pokey. Yeah. But don't do that in the middle of the night. That's not fun. That's not good. Alright. And now your mom. My land. Who says my land? Is that like it's not a southern thing. I guess I've only heard it in like Golden Girls. Is your mom a Golden Girl? This music too. I love all the fucking music in this game. It's so good. I mean, I know that a lot of this music is actually sampled from a lot of other music that's also good, but like it's a pastiche. It's like a collage, and all good art is stolen, right? Anyone else have that friend that they like would kiss up to your parents? I don't know. I guess maybe I was that friend. You've never seen a Golden Girl? Like, The Golden Girls? I granted I can't judge you too much, DJ, because I didn't watch it very much as a kid, and it wasn't until I lived here where I did watch a few, and there's some pretty good episodes. It's definitely, I would say, there's problems saying that anything is canonical, but I would go out on a limb and die for the Golden Girls at this point. Yeah, let's find Picky. Great name. His brother Picky. Picky and Pokey. Let's talk to Mom. Oh yeah, we got that bat. I forgot that I need to equip it. You're my very own natural born fighter. I love words of encouragement. That's my love language. It's a funny thing about love languages. I don't know if people talk about it enough, but it's like you don't necessarily speak in the same language that you are the most receptive to, which I always found interesting. I forgot how to equip. There we go. Let's go to the part where it says equip. Oh, Elliot. Yeah, that was not good. That was not good. Crystal's Blanche was much funnier from Canada, UK. Canada Drag Race, especially like when she said, "Thanks, syphilis." That's good. Because you always got to kind of twist it a little bit. Another thing I love from this game is that your party members follow behind you. That doesn't always happen in a lot of RPGs. But I just thought it was so cute to have like this like little, I don't know, people marching right behind you. Oh, you gotta watch Canada. Canada's so good, and you do have to subscribe to WoW Presents, which is like $4 a month or something, but it's good. Especially the end of the season is also very good. Canada Snatch Game also is the only time when anyone's done. Oh shoot, I can't remember her name right now. The woman who would interview people on the red carpet. She's hilarious. I watched a documentary of her. If you saw, you did see the Snatch Game, because Jimbo was actually this person whose name I can't remember. Not Joan Crawford. It was, yeah, that's who Jimbo was. She was hilarious. Who was it? I'm sorry. I can do double duty. I know this game like the back of my hand, I say as I'm running into a wall. Let's see. Let's go into the first fight while I Google red carpet. Enjoy this music. Joan Rivers. Always makes my head tingle when it's like I'm struggling to think of someone's name, and then it finally comes to me. I should pay attention because these crows can be pretty spiteful. Peck at your eyes. it is funny to me when your dog is attacking birds because that's what they love to do. I'm about to die. Okay. All right, we're safe. And we got a cookie. Would you take a cookie from a bird? Yeah, if you haven't seen the Joan Rivers documentary, you really should. I newfound appreciation for her after that. Really hardworking person, could not take criticism well, and so she did say some not so nice things. I bet she would have stuff to say about whatever cancel culture right now. Which, by the way, I love cancel culture. Let's cancel all the boomers. I mean, you gotta appreciate someone who took a lot of effort in the way that they looked. No. Plus, I'm one of those gays who, if I have to appreciate someone who takes measures into her own hands in order to accomplish the way that she wants to look. Right? We appreciate that in this house. I love this level up music. It's so peaceful. Yeah. Go beat up some birds wearing sunglasses, and you too will have the ability to heal yourself. Alright, let's venture farther away from home now that we have the ability to soothe our wounds. I did really like how Ness, Red in this game, has the that's the first power that he learns. Not just because it makes it like more secure for you to be able to take on tough encounters, but also because it's kind of like, I don't know, that's your basis as the hero of this game, is that you're a healer. I like that. It's kind of gay. Bit by a dog. The design of the dog is always funny to me. I love that sound too. That smash. I wish, like, I don't know, whenever I have really successful moments that sound plays. Alright, that's not a PETA approved method of taming people, taming dogs. I love King and his, that's the name of the dog. So Azul in this one, Azul, with his tiny little tongue hanging out of his mouth. Let's eat a cookie before we encounter this thing. Another thing I love about this game is you can see the enemies coming. So you can, if you see a certain enemy approach you, you can take the time to make the proper preparations, or sometimes you're even able to like run away and try to see if another enemy appears in their space. Yeah, that's especially helpful when you're walking around next to the river and there's those exploding trees that burst into flames when you defeat them. Rough. So if you see a tree approach you, you can take a few steps back and see if they disappear. I mean, how can you like Pokey when he's so useless in your party? yeah, random encounter is no good. I mean, I kind of see the I don't know. I kind of feel like Pokemon does do random encounters okay. I didn't really necessarily love how I could see all the Pokemon out in the wild area, but I do hate trying to walk around in a cave in Pokemon and just it's like Zubat after Zubat after Zubat, like popping up every step of the way. But the random encounter you get, like, so with Pokemon at least, you, when a new fight starts, something pops up out of the grass. Like there's a big chance that you'll like be surprised by really cool Pokemon that you hadn't seen before. So there's that sense of discovery and like getting lucky. Oh, I need to pay attention. All right, I'm gonna do the thing from what's that show called? The Wives, Real Housewife. I'm gonna eat some bread. Maybe it'll make me feel better. One thing that is tough in this game is that you make your decisions to how you're gonna act during the attack phase, and but you heal yourself also in the same pattern. So if you are critically about to die and you're trying to take measures in order to make it so that you don't die, you got to calculate how fast you move compared to the enemy to see if you can actually eat that bread that you want to eat, or cast that healing technique on yourself. But to counteract that, this game also does the scrolling wheel, which is really, really cool. I wish all those times when I've been injured in my past that I had a scrolling wheel of health. A man's man. That means he's gay. Let's approach this definitely not radioactive glowing piece of rock. Have you seen Chernobyl? That was scary. Because we do have this, like, The Simpsons taught us that radiation is this like glowing green thing, so like we think that it's, we know glowing green, like not good in most cases. But the show Chernobyl really showed how like invisible radiation is. Kind of scary. Can we talk about radiation energy though? Because like it's supposed to be clean, isn't it? If it's managed well. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Clean energy, I guess, is not the best term. Everything has its trade-offs. One of my favorite characters in video games coming up. Making a grand entrance. A fierce warrior from another time. From another space. It's Buzz Buzz. So cool. And you know, I wonder if when they made Ocarina of Time, if Navi was supposed to be like, oh, this is this messenger to come tell you that you're the chosen person, but she's gonna stick with you this whole time. Low cost, low resource energy. If only we were psychic, so that that's how we can like power ourselves. I don't know. I love the moments in this game when the song plays. It's always at these like critical, like kind of your destiny is fuck destiny, but your like the path that you are going down is becoming clearer and clearer whenever you hear this music. Gigas Monstrous Path. Speaking of path, it's interesting to me how like you notice that there are bad things happening in that are set into motion because like the animals are acting a little strangely. So you kind of expect that, but then later in a few rounds you see like the ruffians in town and they're acting weird. And then you start seeing like people with blue faces attacking you. So it's kind of like the psychic damage that this Gigas is putting on the world is getting stronger and stronger, and his influence is growing. I gotta make sure that I press yes so that I don't have to read that whole thing again. And that's the same music that ends up playing every time you get one of the 4 cast members that join you. Three boys. It is funny how Pokey is like, I don't know, I'm not really signed up for this. I'd rather not have to be one of the people who ends up saving the world. Pass. I just love how the buzz flies around your head like that. Let's see if Flyer says anything new. Only yes. Oh, and then that music cue comes up because something weird's afoot. And so this walk is really ominous because all those animals that you fought earlier, they're not regenerating, they're not coming back. So you think you're home clear, and then it's the guy from the box. It blew my mind when I looked at the box really closely, because I never actually had a physical copy of this game, but I was looking at a picture of it online. And it's got a Starman on the box, and I always knew that. But what I didn't know is that if you look at the visor, his eye part, you can see reflected there is a little Ness looking up at him, which is great touch. They messed up a lot about this game, the way that they presented this game to the world in the United States, but that was a good touch. And I love how this is the first time you're encountering like PSI that causes you damage is by this like weird looking guy that teleported out of there. Fortunately, you have a friend who also has very strong PSI powers. It also kind of teaches you how later, when you do finally get the ability to make shields, that they come into play and they're really important. Not that the battles are always ever that difficult. I love too how, since this is a boss fight, that it's not the letterbox effect, it's a wide open to tell you that this is a critical fight. I also like how all of the attack effects are abstracted. like shapes and colors coming at you. So you never actually see like fire, flames, or whatever. I like this little quiet part before it gets bouncy again. Alright. From 10 years in the future to kill me. So it's like a Terminator thing. I wonder, did this come out? Yeah, Terminator definitely come out at this point. So the idea of having like future assassin come for you, mechanical one too. Also, gotta love the fact that Starmen are a David Bowie reference. There's so much of this in this game, just like referencing other stuff, but making like new creative things. Oh, I love Pokey's mom. So hilarious looking. Their house is so funny. You don't see, yeah, they have like, oh, I hate that part. It makes me sad for them. I think in the Japanese version, it's a little more intense and, but that's still that abstracted, like, little beep and bloop, really gets across the fact that he's spanking the kids. I got spanked as a kid. A lot. Belts. My parents were very into corporal punishment. Not fun. Now I can't so much as getting, like, pinched. Oh, and then there's this part too. It's like a 1-2 punch here. I probably shouldn't use punch. Short-lived, but beautiful. It is funny. It is very funny how he just helped you fight off this like mechanical future assassin, and what takes him out is this like wild-looking woman with a grin from cheek to cheek, ear to ear. There's that song again. You know, this reminds me of the 5th season, how it's like the Earth that's powering you. It's the Earth that's like defending the planet in a way. Now in the 5th season, you'd come to find that it's kind of rejecting human life. It's kind of cool. Making sure I say yes. It's very sad. First, like 10 minutes of the game, and you already have someone dying. No, we don't need to hear the story one more time. Say it was paying attention. That's how they trap you. Just making sure that you know what you're gonna set out to do for the rest of this game, because otherwise you're up a creek without a paddle. Soundstone. Really awful. Soft-hearted. Yeah. The street light. I do love that cactus though. Yeah, Kapora Gobora is exactly what I was thinking of. I lost many an hour trying to button mash through Kapora Gobora's speech as you're trying to get out of the forest. And here we go. Here's Fuzzy Pickles. This is a great part of the game. The fact that like the game saves these pictures of you to show you at the end of the game, just so that you can see like the journey that you went on. And it's this guy who doesn't tell you cheese. He says Fuzzy Pickles, which would lead to awful pictures. The naps, the sleep that you take when you've spent all day awake, really good sleep, or awful. I never had a Game Boy printer. I am fascinated by them though, the fact that like they were thermal printers. I just started messing around with the thermal printers at work, trying to see if we can like save paper by printing stuff out on those receipt papers, but also the fact that those papers aren't actually recyclable. It's a mess. Alright, let's talk to Dad. So I don't know if you've done this, but I've never played mini Dragon Quest, but this idea of your dad being your save spot, I guess, comes from the first Dragon Quest, where you'd have to save by talking to the king, or kings, and the king would always tell you how much you needed, how much experience you need before you level up. Gives you money, pats you on the back, tells you you did a good job. South to the suburbs of Iowa. An attack by a dog. So I didn't mention this earlier, but one thing that I think is really funny about the dogs is the way that the eyes are. It's like it's got the eye and then like, I don't know, white eyelashes, or like their eyes are actually this like maybe glasses. I don't know. It's always been funny to me. Maybe it's supposed to be like they're like those mad eyes that you can draw, but the pixel art is a little funny. That the sound of winning a battle is good. That's another one. Yeah, that's right. I stopped in the middle of that path and waited for the enemy to come to me. So you've made this journey and you've had help along the way, and now you're all alone trying to figure out, trying to save the world now that you've been entreated, and yet the dogs keep coming. There we go. Our first non-family, non-neighbor, non-cop. Oh wait! No, there was other people that weren't cops. That reminded me. Let's go visit Liar. Why not? It's not an important part of the game, so it's not like I'm gonna get anything for visiting him, other than the fact that it's like an important story beat that is easy to miss. So it's kind of like the game telling you, like, hope you were paying attention to this, because you'll enjoy the story more. 1 experience point for finding a snake. I guess maybe the joke is that the number 1 is shaped like a snake. Yeah. Is the video looking okay? I don't know, since this is the first time I'm doing this, it'd be good to know if there's any settings I have to tweak. Just beating up more animals. Ah, level 4. I always try to get to level 10 before I fight Frank. That's the next boss that's coming up. It always kind of felt like cheating though, because that's when you first get the power of your PSI Rockin' or whatever you call it. I mean, this one's going to be PSI Prism. I don't know. I wonder if that's supposed to be that way. That's a crow. Really low resolution. I don't know what I'm going to have to do in order to get that. I wonder if it's like just my laptop not being able to take this the processing power. Let's see. Should we eat a cookie? Do I dare eat a peach? It's poetry. Yeah, the thing about Frank, the leader of the sharks, is you just kind of have to be leveled up and hope you get lucky, because not only do you have to fight Frank, but you also have to fight Frankenstein, Frank 2. Yeah, that's the robot version. You don't get any time to heal in between. One of my coworkers, so we do this thing that every weekly meeting, one of us gets tasked with presenting something that we like. It's science, so it's not like we have to be improvisational about it. Just making sure I don't die. We don't have to be improvisational, so had some time to think about it. So I decided to go first because I had the idea of playing Super Mario on Zoom, screen sharing, and then talking while I share my love for Super Mario to people, to my coworkers, because I mean, we talk about books a lot, and I love books, and sometimes I feel like that's the only part of my personality, but I also like video games too. I'm multifaceted. So I never get to talk to them about video games, so I took the chance, and that was really what inspired me getting a capture card. Oh, am I getting too strong for these birds? But the reason why I don't bring it up is because this week my coworker presented on how she really loves bird watching, but specifically that she loves listening to birds. So she listens. Her spark bird is what it's called. It's the first bird that kind of sparked your interest in being a birder. Is the wood thrush. So if you've got some time on your hands, take some time to look out for the wood thrush call, because it's actually pretty cool. So she said her eyesight's very bad, so she really enjoys learning bird calls, and then when you're out in nature, you just become aware of all the different kinds of birds all around you all the time. And she was doing this presentation outside, so then we kind of quizzed her, what's that bird that you can hear? What's that bird? And she was able to be like, oh, I hear a robin, I hear I don't know, other birds. I know it's very nerdy to be into bird watching. Poor guy. Your place is a shack. Your only neighbors are this one kid and this other family that's 2D. And you've got a hole in your floorboards, and your bed has springs sticking out of it. I've always wondered about this thing. I guess it's supposed to be like a wheelbarrow, but it's like, I guess it's like in the ground? I don't know. It's never made sense to me. I guess it's turned over. Alright. I wonder if the quality of the video would be better if I were on Twitch instead of YouTube. But like, fuck Amazon. Amazon owns Twitch. I don't wanna. I know Google isn't any better, or Alphabet, whatever they want to claim that they are, other than evil. But I don't know. I'm hoping if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez could go on Twitch, then it should be okay, right? This part, when you inspect this. I think that's one of the only times you hear that sound cue. So we did this whole thing just to hear that. That makes sense if YouTube caps my resolution. Yeah, I'm looking at OBS right now, and it looks like I'm running okay. It might be because I lowered the resolution of my stream just because my computer was kind of struggling earlier when I was trying to start this thing. I'm gonna have to play around with it some more. It does say, like, on this thing, please check your video resolution. It's very low. I'm glad though that it says my stream status is good. YouTube is telling me I'm doing a good job. I love how that meteor's just chilling. Nobody's bothered to move it. I love how the bird can't fly over the cliff to get to me. Oh yeah, I'm low on health. If it hits me a couple times, I might not be able to make it. Okay. We're fine. What am I playing on? I'm using the NES Classic. This little baby right here. I waited with a friend of mine outside of a Target overnight so that I could buy one of those things. It was a couple years ago. It was a pretty fun night. I brought the Switch. We played Mario Kart for a little bit, talked to some people, and then when it was time to purchase the SNES Classic, they let us in, or in an orderly manner. They had a couple that you can grab. I was like I think the third or fourth person in line, and then closer and closer to the time that it started, there was a huge line behind me. So I was so glad that I'd gotten it, because I remember how nervous I was that I wasn't going to be able to get this, since I don't know, I'm a freak for anything that has EarthBound on it, and the SNES was really, really, really important to me. I remember the Christmas that my dad got us the SNES a copy of Super Mario World that was bundled with it, and I think he got us the Super Scope as well, or I'm not sure if it was part of the bundle too. But the Super Scope was that like thing that looks like a bazooka. Loved it. Love it so much. I wish that I still had my Super Scope. Not because I wanted to play it, just because I'm a hoarder and I love having shit. Yeah, when I had to dig out my Wii U in order to try to set it up to play Skyward Sword, and I had to dig through so many like cords, so many like I have so much shit. And I try to keep it organized in a way that like I remember where things are vaguely. Don't worry though, it's not like I'm like under a pile of stuff. It's like I squirrel it all away so that I keep up appearances. Oh no, the SNES Classic actually has the Super Scope. That's what you mean. Yeah, the Super Scope, I think it had a couple games, but I only had the one, and it had a few like mini games on it. One of them that I remember I loved was kind of like a Tetris-like thing with like falling blocks, and you like need to shoot the blocks in order to change the colors so that when they land, the light colors touch and then the blocks disappear. I actually haven't seen footage of that game in a long time. I'm gonna have to look it up. Getting bread from a dog. I kind of wish I had a dog, but then I'm happy I don't, because they're just so needy. My coworker has a dog that she has to like go home so that the dog can pee, and here I am with my like mountain of cats that I have at home. They can just go pee by themselves. Never have to step outside. When I played this game, I think I may have played just Chrono Trigger. Was the only game that I had played that's RPG. So that one takes after like the all the RPG mechanics of like equipping and purchasing things that you need to do. Are we gonna do the T-Bat? Yeah, we probably have enough money for that. Make our life easier. So it was very funny to me that in this game, the armory is the drugstore, and you go for your healing items to like the burger joint. Let's talk to the ATM. $115. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I got sent $5 today by my health insurance. The one I had last year, it was part of like whatever rebate or something, and they misspelled my fucking name. They didn't misspell it. They called me Luis Abraham Correa. My middle name's Alberto. So it's like, y'all are great at keeping records. Let's get a T-ball bet. Okay, I gotta talk about the fact that this game, the shops will equip the items for you and also tell you which one's better just because the menu is flashing. It does lead you astray if you get like a yo-yo or slingshot, because the game doesn't necessarily tell you that those items are less accurate but more powerful. Oh, and then they buy off your item from you. It's so, like, there's a lot about this game that's very clunky, but there's like this key quality of life things that I love. All right. I still have money. Let's do a cheap bracelet because I know a guy. Oh no, I don't have enough money. Okay. Hurt my feelings. Yeah. I don't want to say that I take it personal when people call my work to try to buy a book and then we don't have it. And I'm like, I can order it for you. And then they're like, oh, no thank you. It does hurt my feelings a little bit when they say that. I have to be honest. I try not to take it personally. And I don't make it so that they seem like I'm judging them. Because I'm not. I get it. They need their book. And we didn't have it. This is my little secret that I know. There's nothing in the game that I think actually tells you that you can do this. I don't think there's any other instance where like you get an item from like going into like a weird part of the map or anything. It's just this, and it makes a huge difference too because it boosts your defense nicely. A snake so we can get $1. Oh, talk about quality of life things. This one, the fact that it just beats the fight for you if you would win it getting unharmed. Oh, these guys, I don't know if these are supposed to be like they're supposed to be like gay or something. I think they're supposed to be like traveling actors or something. Which I always kind of felt was like this like gay subtext, because they have to like, that's their shack that they sleep in when they visit town. Bird cookies. Just a rumor. I remember I heard a rumor this week about something in town, and I forgot it. But aren't rumors fun? Isn't gossip just so great? I know it destroys lives and all, but it's so juicy when you hear gossip. Yes. Okay, now we have enough money for a bracelet. If not, I can sell some cookies. They don't ask where I got them from. This little mole guy, he tells you how the colored swirls work. Oh, it's fucking late. Alright, what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna fight one shark, and then I'm gonna have to call it. Let's just put a bracelet on. Oh, God. That's one thing I don't like. You have to take your money out of the ATM. Like they don't accept the cards. I've got a friend who's joining very late. Gotta give me a moment. let's withdraw some money. $18. Let's buy me a cheap bracelet. What do you think it looks like? I think I'm picturing like something with beads. Like beads that spell something. I feel like that would increase my defense by a little bit. This spell, friendship. Let's see. I've always wondered why the T's are red here. I guess it's so that you get it, that like, oh, it's one. You should visit them in the hospitals. Scary place. I hate going to hospitals. I don't know. I would go to a hospital in order to revive you if that I could do that, but that's not the case. They really just tell you that your body is garbage. Let's see. No sharks. There we go. I'm gonna eat a cookie just to make sure I don't end up regretting things. Snap bracelet, yes. That's actually accurate with the time, I believe. I remember I used to go to the swap meets and get me a snap bracelet. I wonder if those are going to come back. When I read The Outsiders, I was thinking about the sharks the entire time. I've never seen West Side Story, so I know that Shark and Jet is like a thing. But yeah, The Outsiders with the what is it? The Socs and the Greasers. Pogo punts can be pretty devastating if left unchecked. There we go. Two whacks of the bat. You'd think the first whack would knock them off the pogo, but they're pretty tenacious. That's what the T stands for. Tenacious. Hey Hayato. We're playing EarthBound because I couldn't find any batteries. So I couldn't play my Wii U. Those double A's. Remember how many batteries that what is it? It used to take to like do anything? Especially like the old Game Boy. Let's eat some bread. It makes us feel better. I love this right here. Oh yes, I forgot. Yell. I was like, what the hell kind of name is Yell? We named Paula Yell because yellow does not fit. Actually, Yell wouldn't fit it. I'm awful. Okay. Love it. I wish there were tasks in my everyday life that I could just, I don't know, instant finish. Game Gear. I was not a Sega kid. My cousin did have a Game Gear though, and he was rude and would never let me play it. So, at a young age, I had a disdain for Sonic, and I'm the reason why Sega failed. It was because I cursed them from that day. I do hear that the Yakuza games are really good. If only I had anything to play them on, I would try them out. Let's see. I want to. I forgot where it is. I want to see the saxophone guy. Is that up here? No. Emulator? That's illegal. Besides, my computer is barely holding up doing this capture card thing. It's not going to handle emulating a PS4 or PS3 game. There's a very specific thing I want to see. There we go. There's the path. This is the house you can purchase. God, if only it was that inexpensive to get a house. Oh, there was a Yakuza for the Dreamcast, wasn't there? I don't know the Dreamcast library very well. I do have a great memory though of one Friday a friend of mine invited us over and we played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at his house. It was so much fun. I got to play as Tron Bonne. I love her. Oh, it's a trumpet. I misremembered. Were you half expecting Carly Rae Jepsen? I bet that guy is the reason why that house is so inexpensive. It's lowering the property value. Okay. Hayato, I know you just joined us. But I didn't expect that I was going to be playing this long, and I didn't prepare by eating a food. And all this bread that he's been eating in order to stay alive reminded me that I should eat some bread too. What level am I at? I must only be at like level 5. There you go. It's like I'm psychic. A burger does sound good right now, but I don't want to have to. I'm still trying to get over the fact that every time you cook, you also have to clean. And so I've been trying to cook and clean at the same time in order to reduce the workload that having to clean with after you've eaten and you feel satiated. But man, oh no! Let's see if we survive this one. Okay, just 1 damage. I remember those guys do really bad critical hits. Alright. Let's see. I missed. Okay, let's we're gonna eat a burger. Take a second to in the heat of battle. Hula hoop guy. I can't hula hoop to save my fucking life. I have never been able to hula hoop. I don't know. My hips just don't work that way. I wish I could. My hips, they lie. think the Pogo people don't call on friends for help. Getting dangerously close to being sad. 2 burgers, 1 battle. I imagine like keeping a burger in your like backpack just in case. Alright. Well, normally in my regular playthroughs of this game, I would grind the hell out of this part so that I don't end up dying when I fight Frank. I know dying in like an RPG isn't like the worst thing ever, but like I feel so bad. No, let's try to run. We did it. We cut him off at the corner. I think there are payphones everywhere. Ah, there's a hotel. Imagine this would be as if I were staying at a hotel in my own town. I did once win in a raffle a hotel stay. We never used it, and it expired, and I regret that. $95 in the bank. That sounds pretty good since you're 10. Not so great when you're 31, like me. Alright, we're gonna hit continue, but we're gonna not actually continue. We're gonna have to push the reset thing on the SNES Classic, which always feels really wrong, but that's what takes you to the main menu. And then we're saving. Yeah. Well, I know that the video is very bad, and still figuring this out. But I feel like I touched on some very important topics today, and I feel like I changed some lives. I spoke my truth. I deepened some friendships, and I got really hungry. Yeah, so hopefully I get to do this more in the future. I have now reconfigured the office so that I can easily stream in the future. As you can probably see, I also bought myself a fancy microphone that I can't entirely use. But I'm figuring it out. Because a friend of mine and I are starting that Zelda podcast. We recorded a dumb little sample session yesterday. I don't know. Maybe I'll release that audio someday, but it's very dumb, and we talk about just poop the whole time, and at no point do we actually mention Zelda. We say that game, we love that game. Oh, also, my cats poop a lot. And then talk about that for a long time. But yeah, that's still happening. I now have a Twitter account, an Instagram, and a Gmail, and it's all Fairy FNTN pod at their respective places. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go eat. Hope you have a nice day, a nice night, and thanks for stopping by, DJ, and maybe Hayato. I don't know, he just snapped. Maybe it sounds typical of him to like come in, snap, and then make an exit. But I appreciate that. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you for coming.